Thanks for joining us this morning to share in our worship and songs of praise. As we come to the last week of the Emotionally Healthy Spirituality course, we'll reflect upon some of the messages and themes that we've covered in the last 8 weeks. We all lead such busy lives these days that our spiritual lives can be squeezed and somewhat compartmentalised in amongst everything we're doing in our own agenda rather than God's agenda, rather than prioritising our spiritual growth and relationship with God and seeking His plan for our life. For us to nurture and grow our spirituality, each of us is required to develop a thoughtful, purposeful and conscious plan to go forward in our lives. Peter Scazzaro calls this our personal rule of life. A rule of life is like an external framework for an internal journey, or an internal spiritual journey. It acts like a trellis to support our spiritual growth. So the songs for today reflect upon the spiritual journey that we've been on over the past few weeks, and the need for us to intentionally spiritually plan, grounded in the saving grace of Jesus' love and sacrifice for us. Our first song, Who You Say I Am, reminds us that we are now part of God's family. We are children of God, and as such our sinful past is behind us and we are set free to live life God's way. The second song, Cornerstone, declares that Jesus is the cornerstone upon which we should build any plan for our life, both spiritually and how we live life relating to others. He is our strength and our hope in who we can trust, and our anchor that holds firm when the storms of life come our way. The third song, Build My Life, focuses on the importance of building our lives on Jesus' love. For He is firm foundation. He is worthy and He will fill our hearts with love for others. He is our trellis that will support our spiritual growth. Finally, Not Yet I, but Through Christ in Me, beautifully expresses how when we journey through life trusting in and wholly bound to Jesus, just as a branch receives life from the vine, so we become spiritually filled as we live out God's plan for our lives, which brings joy, hope and freedom as Christ lives in us. So may God bless you and keep you throughout the coming week.